So my favorite quote about housekeeping is, trying to keep your house clean while you have kids is like brushing your teeth while you're eating Oreos. It's impossible. Okay, there are great days. You can have good days where things feel like they're on the ball and everything's organized and whatever, but most of the time it's chaos, and that's okay. The first thing I'm going to say is you're going to have to expect that the house might be messy, and you have to expect that it maybe a lower level of organization and cleanliness than you might if your kids are at school all day. Because let's face it, people are living in the house. As my sign on my front door, it says, "Please excuse the noise and the mess." My children are making happy memories. So what do I do to try and keep some semblance of organization? Well, the first is that I recruit the children. Okay, I recruit the children and I try to get them to we're teaching them life skills and important skills for their life, but really I'm just using them to help me keep the house clean. Okay. Shh, don't tell them. So what we've done is, over the years, we've done a whole bunch of different things. And one of the very first things that I did was I used to have a bulletin board up in my kitchen. And on that bulletin board, I had a column for each child. And then that child picked which level of the house they were going to be in charge of that week. And on that list was some little cards. And I made checklists per room about what I wanted done in order to be able to take that card and accomplish it for the week. So for example, if it was a bathroom card, it would have clean toilet, wash sink, like do the mirrors, refill the toilet paper, yada, yada, yada. And as they finished their little checklist on the card, they'd come to me, I'd approve it, and then they could flip that card upside down and close it for the week. So that was one way that we used to do it. It worked really well. It gave them, there was only a series of one card every day for the entire week, and that really worked well for a long time. And then when we moved into this house, it's a lot bigger than the house that we had before, and I found it a little bit more challenging. We had more space, and we've got more kids now, and I didn't have a place to put my bulletin board quite as much because, well, for number one, we just didn't want to stick things on the wall right away. So I was trying to figure out new things, and I needed to get into a better routine in the house that we lived in now. So what we do now is I use a program called Motivated Moms, and I know a lot of people are familiar with that. There's also another program called Fly Lady. Fly Lady and I didn't jive very well. I found it overwhelming, and I don't like the idea of needing to be dressed and wearing shoes. So I said, no way. So what I do now is I use a program called Motivated Moms. And I downloaded one of her particular printable versions that she has. She's got lots of choices that you can choose from based on your family and your personal preference. But I picked a simple one called Clean Your House Planner, and it's literally a column. And every day has a checklist of what needs to be accomplished every day. And it's like, make your bed, change the sheets on your, like there's a chunk for every day has the same thing. So it's like do the laundry, clean out the bathroom sink, and I don't know, switch the kitchen towels and things like that. So there's a little chunk that you do every day. And then there's a little chunk at the bottom that has like specific tasks for that one day. So for example, every Monday has like a toilet cleaning and vacuum your main floor, that kind of thing. So what I do is I take that list and then I write it on the whiteboard, and then the kids can help me take the chunks off the to-do list. So when I say chore time, they pick something on the chore list, and I can add anything else that I need to. So a cat litter or dishwasher or cut the grass. Whatever needs to be done, I just put it on the list, and I get the kids involved in that. That's how I manage to survive and chip away at the to-do list in the house, because frankly, if I just tried to do it myself, and the times that I do, the house turns to a giant mess. The other idea is that around 4:30 or so, in the past we used to do this, and I really need to get back in the routine of this every day at the end of the day, because after you've had school books out and craft supplies out and puzzles out and toys out and, you know, all the crayons and markers and pencils and everything, I think I've shared pictures before, and I can do it again to show you that it is madness and mayhem from one side of my room all the way over to the other side. It is just chaos because it's been lived in all day. And if it's winter or kids have been running in and out, there might be shoes and mittens and hats all over everything. So one thing that we used to do when the kids were younger, and I should probably start reinstating it, is at 4:30 we have crazy cleanup time. And so everybody helps. We do a timer for 15 minutes and we go nuts, and we put books away, we put craft supplies away, toys go back in the box, etc., etc. So that's one way that we manage to get through our day. The other thing I was going to mention is, oh shoot, it's gone. Oh, having a place for everything. So something that's really been helpful when I remember to instill it is to make sure that everything that you have has a place. Because I find that whenever I have stuff that doesn't have a home, the kids don't know where to put it, I don't know where to put it, and then it ends up in a pile somewhere, usually in the middle of my kitchen table or on my school shelf, or most frequently on my desk, which makes my pile of work plus a pile of junk on my desk. So if I can find places for things to specifically go, then the kids know, okay, this thing goes in this space. It makes it easier when we do cleanup time. It makes it easier for me when it's cleanup time. It's all about intention and making sure that it's easy and fast for everybody involved. Because let's face it, who wants to spend time cleaning? Okay. All right. Some of you do. I know there's been a lot of stress cleaning going on in some people's houses. Not my case. I just avoid it all because that's what stresses me out in the first place. All right. So anyways, I hope that those are some ideas and tips that I've been able to share with you to help you be more successful with housekeeping. Now, I do want to say one thing. I know that sometimes by being a stay-at-home mom, if that's you or a parent, or if you are working, that the idea, if you're at home anyways, and homeschooling, the idea of bringing somebody from the outside in to help with housekeeping can feel kind of guilty, like as if you shouldn't do that because you're home and you should be obligated to do that. I just want to blow that out of the water and tell you it's okay that if you can afford to have someone come in and do the housekeeping for you, please do that without any guilt, without any stress, because that's an awesome way for you to be able to value your time and do something different instead. So don't feel like you're failing if you haven't cleaned your house and you're letting somebody else take the responsibility. Think about the fact that you're helping out someone else who needs that money or needs that skill set or whatever. I'm sure that they have need of being able to do that for you. So just remember that's one option, and if it's something that works for you, perfect. I can't afford one, so back to making my kids do the work. Okay. Anyways, I hope that helps. If you have any questions, feel free to post below. I will put a link in this video just to share with you where you can see some of those resources I mentioned. And I hope that you guys all have a great day. Okay.